From the moment you crack open the October-November 1985 issue of WWF magazine, you're not just flipping through paper, you're stepping into a world where larger-than-life legends roam the earth, where body slams carry moral weight, and where tights and triumph collide in gloriously exaggerated spectacle. The cover screams with intensity, promising profiles on Terry Funk, Big John Studd, the Killer Bees, and the debut of Hillbilly Jim's cousin, Uncle Elmer, each name more mythic than the last. On the opening pages, we meet the forecaster, a tuxedoed prophet of the turnbuckle, who lays out his bold predictions for the months ahead with the solemnity of a State of the Union. John Studd will destroy all in his path. Ricky Steamboat is destined for superstardom, and Terry Funk, oh, Terry Funk is a powder keg with a short fuse and a mission to mutilate the mainstream. And speaking of Funk, we dive deep into his personal Wild West and Meaner Than a Rattler, a feature that paints him as more outlaw than athlete. A mad Texan tearing through opponents like barbed wire in human form, disrespecting referees, bending rules, and branding the WWF with his own brand of outlaw justice. Then, in a tonal swerve only 1980s wrestling can pull off, we're taken to the countryside with Say Uncle introducing the mountainous, overalled, and overwhelmingly folksy Uncle Elmer, cousin to Hillbilly Jim, whose presence turns the ring into a hoedown. The article celebrates Elmer not for finesse or fury, but for his sheer heart and hayseed charm, a human tractor with a smile, and a side of grits. If Funk is fire, Elmer is molasses, and both are pure WWF gold. From the backwoods to the buzz, the Killer Bees, B. Brian Blair and Jumpin' Jim Brunzel, swarm onto the scene with their high-octane style and matching yellow and black trunks. Their feature, they've got the WWF buzzing, chronicles their meteoric rise, dazzling fans with synchronized agility and a chemistry that makes them look like they were bred in a tag team laboratory. We're told they're the future of tag team wrestling, a breath of athletic, stinger-laced fresh air, ready to pollinate the division with wins and weird charisma. But no issue would be complete without a trip to the land of the giants, and plowing through the WWF delivers just that, with a thunderous ode to Big John Studd. Studd is portrayed as an immovable object, with a chip on his shoulder the size of a small country, hell bent on humiliating Hulk Hogan and proving he's the one true colossus of the canvas. With each slam and stare, Studd is positioned as the cold, cruel skyscraper blocking the path to glory. Then comes the flash and fire of Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and the Dragon Breeze Fire, where martial arts meets mat magic in a ballet of balance, timing, and raw baby-face purity. Steamboat's strikes are called graceful, his poise serene, and his future limitless. He's not just a wrestler, he's a warrior poet who speaks in sidekicks and springboards. Surrounding these features is Around the Ring, a rapid-fire roundup of rivalries, returns, and rumors. It's here we glimpse Macho Man Randy Savage playing mind games, Jimmy Hart screaming into the abyss, and the tag team landscape shifting like tectonic plates with alliances forming and combusting faster than you can say kayfabe. These blurbs are dense with drama, each one a thread in the ever-spinning web of WWF storytelling. Then come the columns, kayfabe mailbags, where fans ask about moves, motivations, and matchups, answered with just enough realism to suspend disbelief. One young reader wonders who could beat Hulk Hogan. Another asks if George Steele eats more turnbuckles or green beans. The replies are tongue-in-cheek but earnest, maintaining the magic without letting it unravel. In the middle of it all, like the centerpiece of a pro wrestling cathedral, lies the fold-out superstars of the WWF poster. A full-color pantheon featuring giants, high flyers, and wild men in glorious posed defiance. If you didn't have this taped above your bed as a kid, you weren't living. And for those hungry to bring the WWF into their home, the back pages overflow with glorious merchandise. Wristbands, lunchboxes, cassette tapes, and foam fingers, all available for the low, low price of a money order and patience. You could join the WWF fan club, get a laminated card, and become a soldier in the battle of good versus evil, steel chair versus skull. There's even a holiday gift rate for the magazine itself, a not so subtle nudge that this wasn't just entertainment, it was lifestyle. Coliseum video shouts from the ads, offering tapes of classic matches and blood feuds, letting you relive the carnage in VHS loops. Miss a match? Miss a show? The magazine gently reminds you that the only excuse is death or dishonor. This issue isn't just a snapshot, it's a time capsule of pure, unfiltered WWF chaos and charisma. It's a monument to a time when wrestlers were comic book characters come to life, when the storylines were broad but brilliant, and when every kid on every block argued whether Stud could beat Steamboat or if Elmer was secretly the strongest man in the world. The October to November 1985 WWF magazine is more than a magazine. It's a battlefield report, a yearbook of madness, a catalog of charisma, and a love letter to the golden age of gimmicks. This was wrestling with heart, swagger, and unapologetic flair. And if anyone ever asks what made it special, hand them this issue and tell them simply everything. This has been From the Pages. If you enjoyed this trip back in time, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the magazines that built the legends.